If you're looking at the altcoin market, you're watching this in front of you. What do you make of these? You're breaking a trend line all the way from last October. That's now being broken. What does that mean? Because on the other end, when you do look at this, zooming in, Ether is still in a bull flag. The micro pattern, which we called for a correction, did play out. Now we are back here at the support. Then if you do look at Bitcoin, this is the short-term pattern on a long-term scenario. You're looking at last 1 year, looking at where we came from and what we are doing now. Where exactly are you right now? Now say you need more context, you're going on a higher time frame chart. This is a 3-day chart. We broke to the downside, we retested the moving average, we got rejected. What does that rejection mean here, and how low can we go? These are things of high importance here, because when you go on a monthly chart, you cannot deny the fact that the monthly support zone is where you are right now. So the most which you can go down to is this, and that's 53. And even at that point, I would personally be concerned, because history does show you something, right? So at that point, you are concerned. But if you can hold on to this, there is something which is happening in the market. Say you see the price going down. If you're in Bitcoin, that's a huge, huge concern. What does that mean for the entire altcoin market? See, right now the Bitcoin is down close to 0.9%. XRP is down 0.17. That shows you something. Ether is down 0.7. Usually when Bitcoin drops, these guys kind of get pissed. But right now, that's not the story. The money flow is moving into the altcoins or more out of the Bitcoin. This is what the Bitcoin dominance is showing you. So the moment you try to zoom out, get more clarity, it shows you it can actually drop a long way back. What do I mean? This is the macro trend line. So guys, you actually have a lot happening in the market. You broke this to the downside, retested and bounced. Now you're retesting that. Welcome to the scientific investor family, where the normal retail guys get to learn how to become the next top 10% of this world. When we do look at this and say, yeah, we are breaking to the downside, and some may be panicking right now, remember, we had this thought process shared in detail saying we're here, we may break to the downside, this is what I'm looking at, and it was even discussed in the YouTube video here, just 2 days back. So if you're looking at that, yeah, right now you're here, you're at that range, you're slowly coming down, which is positive. So when you zoom in, you kind of look at this and say, Bitcoin dropped that much, but the altcoins didn't. This is still at that macro bottom. You're looking at this and saying like, okay, 2 days back, yesterday, we had the thought process like, I want to see the moving average meet the price. So for the SI family, this was the norm. Why? I wanted to see the RSI come back down to that macro trend line. 1. 2. The moving average on the MACD here, when it's crossing to the downside, you dropped, but you made the bottom immediately close to the moving average. So that's one of the reasons why I was saying, okay, it should drop, and I would like to see the price going down to those range. Then we were analyzing this. Okay, let's go in detail. We went through it. And what did we say? If the history repeats 21 to 22%, I'm looking for 57 to 58. Now we dropped just below 57 for sure. I'm not getting the accurate 56,500 in these charts for sure. But I still think that's relevant, because at that point, we were just at 60,000, breaking that to the downside, rejection at that retest. And we were looking for all these history. And now, if you were surprised with the current drop, And if all of these would have helped you massively, look at the SI family. It's going to help you massively. If you want to join, use the link in the description below in YouTube or in the bio on Twitter. Guys, if you're watching the video and you haven't yet smashed that like button, consider doing that. Now let's dive into what we can see on the altcoins, on Ether, on Bitcoin, then precisely on XRP as well. Because now first you need to know what the altcoin market is about to do, then compare it with what XRP is doing. Because at that point, when you do compare XRP with USD, T and XRP with Bitcoin, you get to see a little bit more clearer picture, which for me means it's better to understand this. This is a monthly chart and the same exact range which we have talked here for few times. And remember, this is the chart going all the way back to 2014, like 10 years. A decade worth of price action shows you XRP, this guy, is at the support. Say you zoom in, you want to see what the hell is happening over the week. When Bitcoin is pulling the entire market down, this guy is saying, no, I'm breaking to the upside. On the weekly, chart is clearly showing you this. MACD is crossing to the upside. RSI is trying to reverse. That's not a small thing. 3-day shows you have a breakout, you're testing the moving average, everything is slowly turning bullish. If you're turning bullish at this support level, where you already had bullish divergence, that means something. Or at least in last 10 years, whenever that has happened, that meant something. So if you're still in this asset, cheers. You're nearing that range where it has already tested your patience till the sky, and it's slowly going to reward those who held. Now, let's come back into the altcoin market, excluding Ether, obviously, because we'd be looking at Ether separately. Now here, when you do look at this, what can you see? The thought process of the trend line is still valid. The thought process of the price action is still valid. You had the macro 1, 2, 3, which was wild, and some people ask why the 3 is this big. I'm like, I don't know, but see, the microwave structure, the 1, 2, 3, the 3 was big. The microwave structure, the 1, the 2, the 3, 3 was big. The micro again, 1, 2, 3, the 3 was big. So that's why maybe the medium term 1, 2, 3, the 3 is big. That's not the textbook pattern for sure, but that's what's happening in this market in front of our eyes. How can we neglect that? Now, last time when we completed such a move, the price went down for an ABC. Now, if you do break that ABC, you can actually see the ABCDE. And that's what I was looking for, the ABCDE. And most likely that E at that time should break the trend line and make you feel like, okay, I'm done, I'm going lower. People go short, the market go back up. Now, liquidity matters, right? And that's one of the reasons why the market do this. And if the market is about to perform that, you'll know it's just May, June, July, there's 3 months. And if it's to go back up to the all-time highs in a lot of different assets, you can see one of the signs of that is XRP itself. Because if this guy moves, most of them are about to move. And few of them has already topped out in this market. If you don't believe, this is something we've been going through for some time. Remember, you go back in March, you'll see me saying, okay, I'm negative on this asset, right? It's showing negative divergence. The price going up, RSI going down. The MACD crossed here. So you had time to get out even when that happened. Then the price broke the moving average. That was a time to think about. Now you are here breaking the trend line. So in these assets, I wouldn't be buying the dip. I don't want to. But you have a lot of other assets, just as we've been going through and posting in the SI family here in the Patreon. They show you opportunities. Now, you come here, you take against Bitcoin, you look at last 7 days, last 30 days, last 60 days, you kind of get an idea of some of these coins are starting to trend up. Now, go into the macro, make sure they're doing the same on the USDT. Now it's an opportunity. Say you're a fundamentalist. You go look at the project. Is the project sound? Is the developers active? Are they having active partnerships? Are they expanding? That matters. That matters a lot. Now, all of that will be priced in when the price go back up. So here on the Bitcoin dominant side, all that you need to know is this. On a weekly, you got rejected a couple of times. And this time around, that drop is bigger. Now, you take the same chart, zoom a little bit out, go into a monthly or a weekly zoomed out, all the way into the macro. And think about this. We talked about this possibility way, way longer. When we were here, when we were here, when we were here, when we were even at that point, we talked about 57 to 58 being what? Huge reversal point for Bitcoin dominance. We touched not 58 accurately, but 57.8. I mean, that's good. That's a good call. Now, we want to see this getting rejected on a monthly. Your rejection is just getting started. So a drop here towards 48 for me means a huge thing in the altcoin market. You should be watching a lot of different altcoins starting to burst. Now, you look at Ether to get a confirmation of, okay, what the hell are we doing? Are we looking at something similar? Is the price showing you it can go up? You put in all of those factors and you still understand one thing. Okay, we're all concerned about what's happening in the market because the market is dropping and shaking. But it did not go below that wick higher, which is 2,700. I was like, okay, 2,800 is what I would look for, but the worst case is 2,700. Remember that? Now, what's common here? I mean, it does matter what is common here, right? The top to the bottom is 30% drop. You go here, you look at what we have seen in the past. You see like this was 33. It's almost closed. This was 40. The price still went back up. So it was not a reversal. It was not going back down just with the 1 and the 2 retest of the moving average. Last time you had the 1, the 2, the 3, the 4, and the 5. That's where you broke to the downside. Now it's just the second one. So assume you're here. This is what you're going to be looking at. Now, put in the history. See, okay, we're going to bounce up from here. Worst days are going to be over. How long should that take if you are here? Now, I would argue on the other state that we are here because this was the first bounce. This was the first bounce, and this is the second wave we are in with such a 30% drop. So the market does show you a little bit of confusing things, but it does show you clear one thing. This is one of the reasons why I repeat this from few months. This is live. You broke higher, you're retesting, you're bouncing. You go look at various different assets and the market shows you something. This is the accumulation. When you do break that, retest and bounce, this is where huge opportunities are. Or at least that's where huge opportunities were last time. Now, before that, before the market gave you that reward, who got rewarded by the market? Those who went through that 50% drop. Now, let's look at what Cardano has done here. I mean, 50.57 and 50.57, I would be scratching my head and saying like, okay, are we in an equation algorithm, right? No, maybe not. Maybe this is just a coincidence. But what you're watching is, even last time we dropped 50% to retest the lows. That's okay. Now you're retesting the accumulation zone too. This is where we would be looking at a reversal to the upside. That's where last time people made money. Whether it's Cardano, whether it's XRP, you look at the price action, you're like, whoa, that's something to look at. I'm interested in this. Last 3 weeks, you just saw what Bitcoin was doing, and you look at last 3 weeks, XRP is not dropping. Interesting. This guy is now holding on to a macro support when a lot of altcoins are dropping and Bitcoin is bringing the market down. So the Bitcoin just showed you on a weekly, it's dropping, but XRP itself is holding. Now we are watching the overall market with what the market is already showing you. Rate cut. No, it didn't come in. What changed? Because this was like sixth time. So last 7-8 months, they didn't cut the rate. They were keeping the rate same. Or the cost of money did not go up. It's still the same. So the market should be pricing in what? How long they're going to hold it from here. If they were anticipating 6 months, now it's going to be 5 months. If they were anticipating 5 months, now it's going to be 4 months. So you need to look at what we can understand and what we have seen in the recent past too. This is all that you need to know now without bursting through thousands of data points and information. If you'd like to do that, that's okay. We are doing that in the SI family to make sure you understand where we are, right? With the speculation, with whatever is happening, we had this thought process. We were looking through a lot of these, and right now we see that. Guys, if you received value and you haven't smashed that like button, again, I request, do that for me. And if you want to join the SI family to get all of these at the right time, follow the link in the description and you will reach there. I'll meet you guys on the next video. Bye for now.